You're becoming someone right now. Not someday, not when you finally get your life together. Right now, in this exact moment, you're hardening into a person. And the wildest part? It's not the big decisions doing it. It's the tiny ones you're not even paying attention to. By the end of this video, you'll see how the most mundane moments of your day are quietly writing the story of who you are, and how to make sure it's a story you actually want to live. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered, how did I become this person? If you've ever felt like there's a gap between who you think you are and who you're actually being, this is for you. Because here's the truth. Identity isn't this big mystical thing that descends upon you. It's not found on a meditation retreat or at the bottom of a self-help book. It's built, brick by brick, choice by choice, in the smallest, most forgettable moments of your Tuesday afternoon. Here's what nobody tells you about identity. It's not what you believe about yourself. It's what you repeatedly do when no one's watching. You can call yourself disciplined all you want, but if you hit snooze 5 times this morning, scroll for 40 minutes before getting out of bed, and skip the thing you said was important, that's the evidence. That's the person you're becoming. Not the version in your head, the version in your actions. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Every single time you make a choice, and I mean every single time, you're casting a vote for the type of person you are. You pick up your phone while someone's talking to you? Vote cast. I'm the kind of person who prioritizes digital distraction over human connection. You snap at the barista because your order's wrong? Vote. I'm someone who takes out my stress on strangers. You sit down to do the work and actually do it even though you don't feel like it? That's a vote too. I'm the kind of person who follows through. The scary part is that most of us are sleepwalking through these votes. We think they don't count because they're small, because they're private, because this one time doesn't matter. But this one time is the only time you ever actually live it. Let me tell you about a guy I know. We'll call him Marcus. Marcus spent years telling himself he was a writer, had all these big dreams about publishing a novel, making an impact, telling stories that mattered. Every new year, same resolution. This is the year I finish the book. But here's what Marcus's actual days looked like. He'd come home from work, tell himself he was too tired to write. He'd open his laptop, then immediately open Netflix just for one episode. He'd scroll Twitter just to see what's happening. By the time he looked up, it was 11 p.m., and he'd convinced himself he'd start tomorrow. This went on for 6 years. Now, Marcus genuinely believed he was a writer. In his mind, in his self-concept, that's who he was. But his daily choices were voting for someone else entirely. They were voting for, I'm the kind of person who chooses comfort over growth. I'm the kind of person who lets their dreams stay in their head. And the brutal truth? Marcus wasn't becoming a writer. He was becoming someone who used to want to be a writer. There's a whole identity in that sentence, and it's not the one he thought he was building. But here's the thing that makes this both terrifying and hopeful. The mechanism works in both directions. The same way you can accidentally become someone you don't recognize, you can intentionally become someone you're proud of. The same small choices that trap you can liberate you. You just have to wake up to them. Think about the last time you walked past a piece of trash on the ground. Maybe it was in your own house, a wrapper on the counter, a sock on the floor. You saw it, you thought about picking it up, and then you didn't. You told yourself, I'll get it later. That moment, that's an identity moment. Because what you're really saying is, I'm the kind of person who sees what needs to be done and doesn't do it. I'm the kind of person who waits for future me to handle present me's responsibilities. Now, flip it. Imagine you see that same piece of trash and you just pick it up. Takes 3 seconds, no drama, no reward, nobody's even watching, but you did it anyway. You just voted. You just said, I'm the kind of person who takes care of things when they appear. I'm the kind of person who doesn't need perfect conditions or an audience. I handle what's in front of me. Do that once, it's nothing. Do that as your default response to life, you've just built a completely different identity. This is what I call micro-decision identity formation, and it's the most underrated force in your life. Every time you're faced with a choice between the easy thing and the right thing, between immediate comfort and long-term alignment, between who you've been and who you want to become, you're at a fork. And most people don't realize they're choosing. They just drift down the path of least resistance and then wonder why they feel stuck. But the people who actually change, they catch themselves at the fork. They notice the moment, and they make the choice deliberately. They don't wait until they feel like it. They don't wait for motivation. They just cast the vote. Now, here's what makes this tricky. The effects are delayed. The consequences aren't immediate. You don't skip one workout and suddenly become out of shape. You don't choose scrolling over reading one night and suddenly become intellectually lazy. You don't avoid one difficult conversation and suddenly become conflict avoidant. But do it 100 times, 500 times? That's not a choice anymore. That's a pattern, and patterns become personality. The person you'll be a year from now is being built right now, in the gap between stimulus and response, in the space where you decide whether to do the thing or tell yourself a story about why you can't. And this is the part that changed everything for me. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You don't need a vision board or a 10-step plan or to wait until Monday. You just need to win the next small choice. That's it, the next one in front of you. You're scrolling right now? That's fine. But when this video ends, you have a choice. Do you immediately click the next video, or do you close the app and do the thing you've been avoiding? That's a vote. You're tired right now? Okay, but when you finish watching this, do you collapse into more consumption, or do you get up and stretch, drink some water, take one step toward the day you actually want? That's a vote. See, we think transformation is this big, dramatic thing, but really, it's just winning more of these tiny, unsexy moments than you lose. That's it. That's the whole game. So, here's how to actually use this. First, start noticing the forks. Just pay attention. When you're about to make a small choice, hit snooze, order delivery instead of cooking, skip the call with your friend, whatever, pause for 2 seconds and ask, what type of person does this choice represent? Not in a judgmental way, just observe. You'd be shocked how many times a day you're at a fork and don't even realize it. Second, stack one new vote per week. Don't try to change everything. Pick one small daily choice that matters to you. Maybe it's making your bed. Maybe it's putting your phone in another room when you work. Maybe it's saying thank you to one person every day. Just one vote you want to consistently cast. Do it every day for a week, then add another. This is how you build momentum without burning out. Third, reframe the mundane. Stop seeing daily life as the boring stuff between the important moments. The mundane is the important moment. Washing the dishes is an identity moment. Responding to that text is an identity moment. Choosing what you eat, how you speak to yourself, whether you keep your word, these aren't distractions from building your life. They are building your life. The magic isn't in some future version of yourself. It's in who you're becoming right now, in the choices you're making today, in the votes you're casting when you think nobody's counting. Look, you're going to make thousands of tiny choices this week. Most of them will feel inconsequential, but they're not. They're never inconsequential. Because the you of next year isn't going to suddenly appear. They're being formed right now, decision by decision, moment by moment, vote by vote. The question isn't whether you're becoming someone. You are. The question is, are you becoming someone on purpose? You get to decide that, not with some big dramatic gesture, but with the next small choice, and the one after that, and the one after that. That's how identity gets built, quietly, daily, in the moments no one sees. Make them count. And if you want more videos that help you see your patterns clearly and change them on purpose, subscribe. I put out a new video every week designed to make you more intentional, not just more informed, and I genuinely love to have you here for the next one. Before you go, real talk, what's one small daily choice you've been making on autopilot that you know is voting for the wrong version of you? Drop it in the comments. No judgment, just honesty.